Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. This video is a continuation of my travels in Japan. By the second week of the program, we actually escaped Tokyo and we found our way in Hiroshima. We took several Shinkansen bullet trains to get to the completely opposite side of the country, but it was absolutely worth it because look at how beautiful the city is. It honestly exceeded my expectations, and I had no idea that Hiroshima was this vibrant. One of the most meaningful tours that I had during this trip was the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. This museum is dedicated to the victims and the historical events of the Hiroshima bombing. Seeing this from Japanese history's perspective is really interesting because I've only really learned it from an American lens. It filled me with a lot of emotion and also instilled a lot of reflection. Seeing video demonstrations of the nuclear bomb dropping and reading individual stories of victims made me extremely emotional. And if you look around in the room, there are many people in this museum, but something that I will never forget is how quiet it was in every room that I walked in. You could literally hear a pen drop. I feel like that says a lot about the weight of emotion that these historical events hold. The most emotional parts for me were the artifacts that describe victims that were young children. Something that I remember vividly is seeing an artifact of a boxed lunch that was completely charred and burned from nuclear radiation. I also learned that shortly after the bombing, it rained. I learned about something called black rain, which is shown in this exhibit. The rain was contaminated by nuclear radiation, but victims were so dehydrated that they couldn't help but to drink the rain anyway. At this point of the vlog, I had been making my way out of the museum, but I stopped to record a video that showed the structure of the inside of the bomb. The bomb dropped in Hiroshima was nicknamed Little Boy. The next day, we actually went back to the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum to see the exhibits that were outside. These are origami paper cranes that are folded together, and these crafts represent peace after the war, especially for victims that were children. Our tour guides were actually high schoolers that went to school in Hiroshima. The next place we went to was a very pleasant surprise because I did not expect to go anywhere like this during our time in the program. We went to Miyajima Island, which is located in Hiroshima, but it's really its own isolated island. It has a very historical shrine, some yummy food, and as you can obviously see, some beautiful sightseeing. Dr. Ibaraki actually warned us upon arriving here to beware of the deer. They look very cute, but looks can be deceiving because they pretty much ate anything they could put their mouths on, including our paper maps. As you can see, here is a absolutely beautiful view of the historical shrine that I mentioned. There's actually a specific protocol that you have to follow before entering any shrine in Japan. You have to wash your hands before entering. This is because shrines are very sacred places. Specifically, they're places of worship for a religion called Shinto. This religion is widely practiced in Japan and is based on the belief that nature is extremely sacred and you're supposed to worship nature. After this, we head back home after a long day. Thanks for watching, and I'll end this video with my suitcase that took a pretty rough beating during the trip.